Hello, my people. Welcome back to Critics News with more update. You guys know how we take the do and for here. So as we take see the matter so we take the talk. If you have not followed us on the social media handles, we are on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook at Critics News. Very simple. Go and check us out and follow us. And also don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Also help our partners here, our sponsors, let me call it like that, at Report Dailies. I know that many of you have not followed. Please go and follow them on their pages on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Just go and subscribe to them. They are doing well on all these social media handles. Beacon. Okay, let's go straight. Now, as you can see, you remember that the last time bandits were proscribed as terrorists. But their Oga Patapata, which is Sheikh Gumi, now has come out to say that proscribing them does not change anything and is not going to help anything. Rather, it will worsen the matter. Okay, let's look at that. And also here, Mr. Abati analyzed the situation with our son, senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Falana, on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu issues and charges with the failed president of Nigeria. And here too, we have an important message coming from this pastor. I want you people to get something correct. I've been bringing you this kind of information for a while now. Your street protest, 1. Prayers, 2. Big English, 3. Then he mentioned on TV, on radio, will not save Nigeria. Only revolution will. It's not about, we are working on this country. The lawyer has done it. The lawyers are doing what they are supposed to do and what they are trained to do. Only revolution will bring about anything that you are looking for from a failed government that doesn't understand English. That's the only thing here. Now, let's quickly look at these issues and I'll play you this video. Declaring bandits as terrorists will cause more harm and it won't change anything. Sheikh Gumi. Kaduna-based cleric, Islamic scholar, the leader of the bandit, Ahmad Gumi, has said designating bandits as terrorists will result in more violence in the country. He also said it cannot solve the insecurity problems, adding that banditry is part of socio-economic challenges confronting Nigeria, which is gaining from. Gumi said bandits are his men. Do you now get it? You now get where we are going to. Bandits are his men, and thus labeling them as terrorists is just a decision taken for political expediency. The Islamic teacher said all this in a statement issued by his media consultant and the Dan Iyan Fika Falam Tukumumu Mamu. He said, I think the federal government has succumbed to media blackmail by a section of the country. It will not have any practical value because even before the declaration, they are being fought and treated as terrorists, which they are. How can you go to somebody's village and engage them, kill farmers, destroy their farmland? Get them nonya highway terrorist. Gumi, you need mental evaluation. They need to check your psychiatric competency. Una know well. He continued, so it's just a nomenclature which I believe will not change the dynamics on ground. It will change when the real revolution comes because it's not federal government. You people are terrorists already. If you can remember, IPOB, which is the indigenous people of Biafra, was declared a terrorist organization. The declaration was even backed by the order of the court. But as you can see, even the international community did not recognize federal government's declaration of IPOB. So it has failed to be effective to achieve the desired result. They have not been banned from traveling to other countries while their citizens remains intact. It has not been denounced. So what type of declaration is that? I sincerely hope that Nigerians will not take the herdsmen as terrorists but should regard the criminality of the few among them against innocent people as act of terrorism, just as we see IPOB and their attacks on security agencies and other northern citizens as an act of terrorism. Very few herdsmen are bandits if you go through their population. So, so those herdsmen bringing cows, they don't follow. This man, I hope he said also that he hopes that this license we not give people we not allow the people to be profiling herdsmen in general as terrorists and taking laws into their hands against them. It will cause more mayhem. The declaration will not change anything. It will not change the dynamics. Already the military is engaging them. I did not stop them from kidnappings. It didn't stop them from kidnappings and killing. The declaration will not end the aggression against the society. Did you hear that? So who offended the herdsmen in Igbo land? That is the question. He said that tagging them as terrorists will not end their aggression, their killings, their impunity as, what do I call them? As terrorists, Abi. It can only be one true engagement, dialogue and justice. Justice for foreigners. Okay. Oh. That is why today there is relative peace in Niger State, because government has accepted the painful reality of rehabilitating and empowering them. This has to be equitable distribution of wealth in Nigeria and justice for everyone. People don't want to accept it. Before the issue of banditry that now affect us all, the Fulanis have suffered so much. They have lost their legitimate means of livelihood. I mean their cows through cattle rostering and extortion by security agencies that has to be addressed as a means of genuine reconciliation and integration. They should have a sense of belonging. In the southeast, how many checkpoints do we have extorting Okada people, bicycle riders, and even motorists? Then they now left the north and came to the east to destroy. And you tell me that it is the same people that are that it is Igbo people that caused their problem. Why don't they go to Asorok and attack Buhari? Then you kill innocent people and tell me that they have suffered so much. How many times have Igbo people who have been marginalized all these years gone to any other part of the country to kill people? Man. Your street protests, prayers, big English on TV, radio won't save Nigeria. Pastor Femi Emmanuel tells youth. Only revolution will. The presiding pastor of Living Spring International Chapel, Femi Emmanuel, has advised Nigerian youth to shun street protests. Good, thank you, sir. He said they should rather participate in grassroots politics to save the country from political gladiators. I don't believe that. It is only revolution that will save the country, that will save us from the killings in the country. Revolution, we want to break away, and that's the only solution. He further stated that political debate and analysis on the television, radio, and newspapers cannot solve Nigeria's problem until patriotic, God-fearing, and productive Nigerians take over the mantles of offices at world levels. Emmanuel revealed this in a video during a gathering where he spoke to his congregation as seen by Sahara reporters on Thursday. The Christian cleric, who is a former deputy speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, noted that those who really decide the fate of the country are the local government politics as delegates to vote who lead the central government. Nigerians save Nigeria. Nigerians wake up and save the country. We want to wake up and save Biafra. This is the only country we have, which is Biafra. Over 200 million of us cannot migrate to any country. They will close their gate against us. Nigerians save Nigeria, and we cannot save Nigeria by protest, by marching on the road. Of course, that's the truth. It is high time our youth left the road, because you can't save Nigeria by marching. You cannot save Nigeria by speaking big English on television and radio and newspapers. Those who decide the fate of Nigerians don't read newspapers. Una they hear them now? The Buhari Oponko and the Gabashe who does not read newspapers. They don't know what we are talking about. As people are analyzing on TV up and down, say, they don't have anything against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You know, concern them. They know they even watch him. Rather, Buhari will be using toothpick to pick his teeth. You know, concern them. So now you are getting the message. Okay? Those who will save Nigeria are not locked up in churches praying. We have prayed enough. Una they hear them every day. Die, die, die. Una know well. Una know well. We have prayed enough. Oyibo people, where una they copy, their own better, their own better. They don't even pray like you. They don't even pray the rate at which you, the speed in which you use in praying. Now, those who will save Nigeria are not in churches. They have prayed enough. It is time for action. How would Nigeria be saved? Nigeria will be saved when good Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians, God-fearing Nigerians, and that is where I belong, where Biafra is. All those kind of things, that is what this man is saying here. He went on and on and on. And that is revolution. It's not even going to politics, because people like Tinubu will use money to suppress your vision. They will kill your career in the corruption. Let me quickly play you this video before I go, so you can hear for yourself.
Igbo leaders met with President Buhari a few days ago, and the main subject of discussion was the need to find a political solution to the continued trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra. And the president said, well, he will look into the request. But in any case, we would not want to interfere with the judiciary or violate the principle of separation of power. But can the president take a decision within the purview of Section 174 by directing the Attorney General of the Federation to enter a nolle prosequi?
Well, thank you very much. You will recall that a couple of weeks back, the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, did indicate that the cases of Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Adeyemo,
Sunday
Igboho might be resolved politically. In the case of Kanu, frankly speaking, the charges can hardly be proved. One of the kinds is sedition. Sedition was pronounced illegal and unconstitutional in 1983 in the case of Otto Nwankwo and the state. So I don't know, I mean, I can't see how some of those charges will stand in law. So the choice before the government is to have this matter resolved politically. In the case of Sunday Igboho, the government has not filed a request in the Benin court for his extradition. So I believe the government is also taking its time to resolve this matter politically. More so that the High Court in Oyo State has said that organizing rallies to demand for exercise, demand for self-determination is not illegal under our law. So I believe the government has no choice but to resolve these matters politically. Also, that the IPOB could be said to have extended the only branch to the government with respect to the gubernatorial election just concluded in Anambra State. If IPOB had not suspended hostilities in that state, there's no way you could have had the election. So I believe the government has taken cognizance of all the facts and circumstances of these cases and has therefore resolved to handle them politically. With respect to Section 174, the Attorney General does not need to take instructions from the President having regard to the state of the law. The Constitution has empowered him to discontinue any case at any state in the public interest. And this case suggests that the government has to intervene. If the Attorney General does not even exercise his powers, the President can, under Section 175 of the Constitution, grant amnesty. And that has happened before. I defended Henry Oka, who was charged. I think it was a 62-count charge. We raised a primary objection against 59 of the 62-count charge. One, the remaining 3, we also raised an objection. It was at that stage that the late President Umaru Yar'Adua, asked for political resolution. And so that was how we resolved that case. And the guy, Henry Oka, was quite influential among the militants. So he was the one that went from one camp to the other to preach, peace. And that was how the Niger Delta militants decided to give peace a chance. I believe if the same approach is adopted by the government this time, we also can have the restoration of law and order in the southeast, in the southwest. But the government must be ready to engage and look at the circumstances that led these young people to declare a war against the neo-colonial state of Nigeria. So that's my own position on the matter. So the government has to move very speedily.
All right. You can hear from him, Femi Falana. Here. So Nigeria, and secondly, it's not prayer that will solve it. It is action. It is not lawyers that will solve it. Another person has said his own. This pastor is telling you that prayers will not save Nigeria. Only revolution. And that is where I stand. Action. And they speak louder than words. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let me know what you think about it. Have a good day.